21 days in the Argentine jungle. Where the rain doesn't stop. Where the flash floods swept away all hope. And where the venomous snakes. The spec stalking Lisa's every step. Pediatrician with immature survival skills and Tom. Cocky survival coach. Can they overcome the challenge? Or disagreement and the bone-chilling cold will make them fall? Let's see the fight for survival. Where $100,000 isn't just a reward. It's also the price of resilience and unity. Have you ever seen the challenge of survival? Out of nature, is it so gay? To strangers a male and a female will imitate Adam and Eve. The 21-day wild survival challenge. If successful, can not only succeed in growing trees, they also received a $100,000 reward. Do you dare to challenge? In northern Argentina, there's a river that's hundreds of kilometers long. It's called the Piranha River. This river flows through the vast meadows. Famous and full of mosquitoes, it's annoying to all animals. There are breasts here. These blood-sucking insects also carry type 6 dangerous withdrawal, like dengue and Zika virus. In the spring the temperature BA days continuously rising high, but at night it feels cold and wet. To the summer humid air from the tropics and the cold air from the Andes that combine to create extreme weather patterns. In these water-filled forests, there are still predators like leopards and snakes. Tiger, it takes just one bite to end a life. There are thousands of piranhas in the water, ready to attack any intruder. The boy has long hair like Sunsilk shampoo. Name is Patrick. The 40-year-old is an outdoor equipment tester. Your daily job is to help companies test the types of walking shoes, batch of sleeping bags and tent. Is a professional extreme equipment tester. Patrick loves to go hiking, and they often live in harsh environments. The only time you go back to civilization is to return to resupply. Baby. You can easily survive Marori. 38 years old from Texas. She is a full-time nurse, an outdoor survival trainer. She doesn't like swallows, but she loves guns, and has a strange hobby of cooking by hand, turning the spoils of hunting into delicious food. Your strong personality made many boys shy, so you're still single. But she always believed that her half would come looking for her. With these colorful clouds, after the long truck and powerful engine, take both to the location. It took their clothes. Then they met in the grass. We just met, embarrassed. He said it was a normal reaction, and Marori laughed. After asking about each other, they started checking the survival tools that I brought with me, including fishing line, small knife and stainless steel pot provided by the program. With lighter, they study maps to locate water sources and start immediately. On the road, the single people are walking and talking about things. After marriage, it took them over 3 hours to reach the river. Stinging offer to camp by the river, but Marori doesn't want to be swept away. I see the sky is about to change. They both went under a big tree to talk about setting up camp. Although Patrick is not happy with this place, I've decided to respect Marori's ideas. They started building camp frames, but in the meantime, Patrick had a finger cut off. Even though it's dark. What is right hip? When Marori collected 10 materials ready for life, a loud thunder scared her. They try again and again, but still can't group. The fire won't give up. They kept working until late at night. Finally, he also succeeded in creating a fire in the middle of the heavy rain. However, these terrible mosquitoes keep harassing them all night. They can't sleep. The next morning their bodies were full of mosquito bites. While the campfire was extinguished by the torrential rain, added to it because the camp wasn't finished, their mood became very bad. The rain all night, it makes their lives more difficult. He was thirsty and hungry. Decided to go find some trees to quench my thirst. They go deep into the forest, deliberately cut down many branches to avoid getting lost. They cut down many branches to mark the location, but they're both still lost. You're like headless flies. Keep bumping your head in different directions. Finally found a shallow coconut forest. And yet the mosquitoes kept attacking them. After collecting 10 materials at the camp, they ate all the wild vegetables they could find. After lunch they continued to try to survive. But after a hard morning, still can't start a fire. The two tinkered for almost 2 hours, but it didn't work. 7 hoped to sting. We have to go deep into the forest and find more combustible materials. Not long after, he found some dried coconuts and went on to start a fire. Finally, at night they managed to ignite the fire. That night they cooked 10 wild vegetables and let through the meal. Because it's cold they can't sleep. Always keep adding wood to keep the fire from going out. Tuesday morning after a short nap, Bakik while repairing camp caught a small worm. I decided to use it as bait. I can't leave the fire. Stay in the camp to keep the fire going. Marori go to the river fishing. Not long after the smell. You eat them all, but you can't catch any. In the 7 hopes, the Maori caught a small and intelligent fish. She hung it on a hook to keep fishing. But the result is still a blank hook. Your mood is very low. They both have to stay up all night. On the 5th day they ate only a few wild vegetables. Patrick suggests reducing the use of force and try to live through 3 weeks. While Marori thinks everyone has a different body fat percentage. And if we follow Patrick's plan, the only result is that you'll be taken away with Bran. After catching a grasshopper by the river, you start fishing. Fortunately, this time she caught a piranha. Take it back to camp and clean it and bake it on the fire. While the fish is grilling, she ran down the river and caught another. When both the fish are done, they shared a meal of grilled fish. On the 7th day, I caught it after a little bit of success. Go into the forest to find the bait. After more than 2 hours 6, I caught some ant larvae and carry it down the river, imitating Marori for fishing. Soon enough, break it. I ran back to eat the barbecue. But at night, I'm just fishing. I forgot to collect 10 sticks, and the fire almost died. I had to hurry to find wood in the dark. To the 9th day, even though they're sitting near the fire, they're freezing cold. Marori suggested continuing to fortify the shelter. But Patrick said that only when you're full. I don't feel cold. Even though I said that, he still actively went to find leaves to make camp. To the 10th day, while looking for wood, Marori stumbled upon a large lizard and rushed back to camp to make a lizard trap. After the trap is completed, she puts piranha's organs as bait. The advantage of this circular trap is, when the lizard gets caught, it's hard to escape. While the warlord is at the fire camp, hurriedly collect 10 firewood for heating. Maori offered to check the trap with him, but was rejected by Patrick. Say you don't want to go because you don't have time. On the morning of the 11th day, Maori check traps and detect there are animals. But they got out. Back at camp she sadly told Patrick that I lost a hook. Patrick, who just sat there and suggested hibernation. Because I always felt that Marori was doing useless things. You two had a big fight. And finally broke up, in the unhappy. Patrick's in a bad mood. I ran out to the river to fish. But the result is still nothing. On the 11th day of the survival challenge, after the argument, fishing alone out by the river. But I couldn't catch any. It even broke the fishing line. The 2 hooks they carried with them from the beginning are gone. That means they're losing their food. Only their spirit has declined accordingly. On the 12th day, I can't keep fishing. They start thinking about other food sources. When you asked Marori if she had any plans, the answer is you want to drink water. Marori was in a bad mood and was afraid he would give up. Catch Chips rushed to comfort. After Marori gets rid of all the negative emotions, your mood is also getting better. In the afternoon they both left camp and started looking for food. They walked around and found a mouse that had died a long time ago. Catch Pricks quickly think of a way decided to use a fishing line to tie up the mouse and go fishing, because piranhas have sharp teeth. The stinger plans to wait when the fish eat the mice. I'll quickly pull them out of the water. After the preparation is done, he threw the mouse's tail into the water for real. Experiment on the other side. Marori also began to repair the hunting trap she'd made. Even if it doesn't work very well, you don't believe in methods. Oddball fishing of Patrick. Finally, Marori spent half a day digging a big hole in the ground. Cover the leaves on top and wait for the prey. I've been fishing all afternoon, but I still can't catch any. On the 13th day, when you give up fishing, I saw a lizard. I managed to find its hole. Rush home, follow the fire and prepare to burn the lizard. But I run from morning to evening, and still can't see the lizard. On the 14th day, both for lack of energy, have started to feel muscle fatigue. In the afternoon, he died of hunger to the point of dizziness. It's almost impossible to stand, but I'm still trying to go out and find food. Fortunately, you didn't go far, you found a giant beehive. It's full of apple protein. I immediately felt excited, and even though the mind is no longer awake, love won. After preparing the tools, they put it under the tree and started smoking. They can be attacked by bees at any time. When you feel that the hive has been infested enough, they started to climb trees and use your bare hands to get the hive down. There's no doubt that some of your fingers are pricked. Then the sting sucked the venom out of his body. Back at camp, they shared a small hive. Caught pricks squeezing fingers. I just told myself that even with a broken arm, it's worth it. However, the short fun is not too hard. Just finished eating, they had to face the heavy rain and strong winds at night. They both get wet. On the 15th day for not sleeping all night, they started collecting 10 logs to keep the fire going, because if there's one more heavy rain, they can't stand it. On the 16th day, after 2 days nothing to eat, they start looking for food again. Marori runs to the hive again and start thinking about how to get the honey. You and the doctor. Then she used a stick to get a lot of honey. Break it. On the 18th day, Marori checked the traps set a few days ago, but still nothing. The 20th day finally arrived. See the victory near. Both of you are suddenly worried. To be able to get to the evacuation point smoothly, run again, go to the hive and start collecting honey. But in the hole the tree was. Get it clean, there's nothing left. Back to camp to rest. You see the lizard they haven't caught yet, and immediately chase. But in the end, let it run. Escape on the last day. This couple painted their faces in the shape of a zigzag cat and start preparing the carvings. The map shows that they had to go up the Pontinau River about 8 kilometers. Throughout the journey, not only do they face countless dangers, but also through the lands of venomous snakes and the last jaguars. They came to an empty lot where there's a tractor waiting. The rough road, it makes it very difficult to get around for their frail state. What's scarier is, they also found black leopard footprints nearby. They can't help but worry. Finally, after crossing a river full of piranhas, they've reached the evacuation point and saw the little yacht pushing them. Bat and Marori succeeded in the challenge of survival. 21 days. For 3 full weeks. Marori lost 13 kilograms and Patrick lost 18 kilograms. In the Lupunigiana region of South America, is in the rainy season of the year. Precipitation can be up to 330 millimeters per month. Goodbye. On the Onlikuza mountain range, there are countless steep cliffs and dense forests. It's surrounded by vast, deserted meadows. In the rainy season, newly hatched insects are the most troublesome, in which there are dangerous disease carriers, like mosquitoes that carry bacteria, a bite that can cause ulcers that last a month. More serious, being bitten by them can lead to nervous breakdown, or even bedridden. Not only that, but there's toxic sandals on the ground. It's also a great danger. The scariest thing is tomorrow's newspaper. The fastest animal with a body nearly 2 meters long. They can easily take down animals 4 times their own size. Dr. Guinness, 37 years old, the doctor with the crew, joined the rescue mission in the 40-day survival challenge in the Louis Forest, Ana in Peru. Even though she's a doctor, she doesn't miss sports. Participated in 3 marathons and the obstacle course races, even participating in more extreme competitions. I joined this program to prove that doctors are stronger than experts. Outdoor survival. The 48-year-old is also an emergency physician. Participated into 40-day survival challenges and to 21-day trials he did. He has been passionate about outdoor sports since he was young, because in the past, you're a sniper and have gone through countless trials. The survival of experts. Your goal in this challenge, just to prove that you can still do it. After the dark tractor took them to the area, it took their clothes by the way. 2 doctors meet in the desert, and Victor couldn't control his emotions, getting excited when meeting a new partner, constantly without words. But don't mind. After knowing the enemy was a military doctor, the 2 of you start talking about sales. After asking each other for personal information, they started checking the survival tools that I brought with me, including small knife rope, 1/8 stainless steel that the program offers, into a lighter. After studying the map, they decided to cross the prairie and camping at the foot of the mountain. On the way, Victor constantly bragged about his strength, made Janice feel impatient and said that, "If you're really strong, let's make the next 3 weeks easier for me." In the afternoon, when both come under a big rock in the trigonometric zone, they immediately began to prepare for survival. Even though that crevice could be a temporary shelter, but you can't survive without living there. Fortunately, survival is not difficult. After the fire, Victor ran to the swamp again to get the dirty water, lit on fire. At night, countless mosquitoes began to attack the people. They can't sleep. More bad luck in the middle of the night. Accompanied by thunder and heavy rain, they can just sit in a narrow ravine all night. The next morning, the sudden rain completely extinguished their flames. The mountain is too narrow. They both went on to find a new camp. After the rain, the mosquitoes become more aggressive. They always attack them. The people kept going around and finally found one big rock and suddenly discovered a cave. Victor wasn't too smart right away. Come up with a new plan to set up camp, however this time they're not as lucky as before. Tried so many times without success. They still can't start a fire. In the evening, they continue to be tormented by mosquitoes. It's so unbearable. To the 3rd day, the Guinness body was bitten full of wounds. And the bad thing is, many blood-sucking insects can't be driven away. Victor to quickly get rid of the insects. This trouble, he finally managed to ignite the fire. In the evening, with the fire burning, both finally have time to do other things. Until the 4th day, the condition of bites on the body of the Zenos. It's getting more serious. You've got to get some protein to avoid inflammation. Victor made a trap under a big tree to catch these little animals. On the 5th day, it's raining again. Zenos, bitten by mosquitoes all over her body, began to sob. Victor is helpless. I can only comfort and encourage and do nothing more. The strange couple continues to challenge to survive in the wilderness. To the 6th day, when the Zenos was bitten to the point where he couldn't stand it anymore, you called the program and said, "I don't want to play anymore." Is a doctor. You need someone else to check and take care of you. This makes you very upset. After the doctor examined Janice's body, she was given some anti-allergic drugs. Victor, to convince Janice to continue the rush, ran outside to check his rope trap, but nothing caught. To the 8th day, Victor found a roasted frog on a tree branch and ate it. The 9th day, you just start talking about what to eat. Even though the tennis body is very weak, but she persisted in going out to find food. Not to be outdone, Peter also rearranged some of the lizard traps around the camp because he thought Janice wasn't good at hunting. Catch some. Janice also hastily built a fishing net. Drop into the water. Until the 11th day, Victor checks Janice's fish trap but nothing. In despair, he saw a large hive of bees. Although this bee has no stinger, but if they get pissed off, they bite violently. Victor is about to starve. Don't care about that. To hit the hive with a stick. I was stung by a bee on the spot. Bees are not picky. It even burned Victor's sensitive spot. You can't stand it, you can just crawl back to camp. On the 10th day, Victor, 65 years old, because of hunger has started to have heart rate problems. You two are doctors. We can only check each other's bodies. Then, Victor searched for branches and built a bow and arrow. I'm in a hurry to get out and try my luck. But the stuff you made didn't work. In the end, nothing. By the 17th day, Janice couldn't get up because she was hungry. Victor was worried if he couldn't find food. Both will go to the altar. I went out hunting again, but there was nothing. By the 19th day, two people were exhausted, but still trying. In desperation, Victor discovered a large turtle. To people in a desperate situation, glad to hug each other tight, they immediately clean and cook the turtle in a pot. Eat a turtle soup. And the last day, you to take the map and plan to leave. To get to the rescue point, they need to cross for kilometers of flooded field, deep sewer lines and dangerous trees. It's very dangerous for them right now. Fortunately, the process of leaving went quite smoothly. After crossing a fast-flowing river, they kept going for another 2 hours. We finally got to the rescue point. To people on a tractor waiting to take them away. Janice and Victor. He successfully completed the 21-day survival challenge. In 3 weeks of deprivation, Victor lost 12 kilograms, and Janice lost 13 kilograms. If you and this girl are thrown into the wilderness, it's full of danger. There's no food, drinking water, or even clothes. It must survive on its own for 21 days. If successful, you will receive $100,000. If 7 fails, they will be sent away. With the hospital bill, would you dare to challenge it? Lisa, 34 years old. I'm a pediatrician with an extrovert personality. You're not just a sociable person, but he's particularly fond of barbecue and camping in the park due to frequent work in the emergency room. She's very good at handling emergencies. When asked about a companion, you frankly said that if that person has 8 stomachs, that's great. Tom is 34 years old. I'm a wilderness survival coach. I admit that. The number of girls you've trained, I can't count it. Whether it's archery or trapping, it's all your fort. At the same time, I am often alone, venturing into the primeval forest to test our ability to survive. With a somewhat lonely personality, you're often shunned by a lot of people because of the need for a companion. Just don't run away for an hour. It's not that important. In a foggy mountain in Argentina, South America, this place is currently experiencing torrential rain. Rainfall in a few days, that's equivalent to more than half a year's total rainfall. The flood water has no escape, causing flash floods. At the same time, the temperature dropped sharply due to continuous rain. Such a low temperature, for example, it can make people participate, face the risk of heat loss. Not only that, the heavy rain also made many small animals homeless. We also have to deal with poisonous insects and poisonous snakes. Deadly attack. Surprise. An old off-road car picked up from a scrap yard. We drove two people to the site in the rain, and then hand out their clothes. Then the two of them met in the pouring rain. Discharge in the empty land. When I met Tom, he reacted, "Just normal. Don't worry, Lisa doesn't care, she's cold." When they finished, they moved quickly, after looking at the map and determining the direction. The two of you stagger forever. In the afternoon, I saw an empty lot. Tom immediately offered to set up camp here, because I don't want to go anymore, but Lisa thinks this place is too dangerous. After a long discussion, she reluctantly accepted. Next, they were arguing about how to set up camp, which upset Tom. Cutting wood carelessly and accidentally cutting the wrist. It's getting dark. I only used the leaves to bandage the wound temporarily, then keep working. To dusk, he started collecting 10 of the fire to start the fire, but Lisa thought, it's impossible to light a fire in the rain. Obvious results despite trying to hypoxia. The shrimp's fire just smokes without burning. That night, you're supposed to be Chun in an empty camp, struggling through a difficult night. The next morning, both of you can't sleep, so you're in a bad mood. Lisa goes to collect 10 in the afternoon, a lot of wild leaves brought back to camp. Tom has stones around the camp. Without talking to Lisa, Tom turned the camp like this. It made Lisa angry again. Tom said that with the ability. Why should you pay attention to other people's feelings? Are arguing. They suddenly realized the dark clouds from afar are coming. Very quickly, and soon it began to rain. You've only got to shelter from the rain in the camp. The wind carried the rain away. To the third day, Lisa was so cold she was scared. I'm starting to miss the central air conditioner at home. While Tom works too hard, was hungry to exhaustion lying motionless. Next for days, the rain was relentless and the temperature plummeted. Made their camp absolutely impossible to leave. To the seventh day, the rain is persistent, almost squeezed out Tom's will to survive. Lisa had a feeling something was wrong. I'm starting to worry that if Tom leaves, she'd be okay. The ninth day, Tom just lay there doing nothing. It made Lisa feel uncomfortable. But I don't want to survive alone. You have to find food yourself. Lisa found some small insects from the soil. Cook on the fire and eat. To the sunset, the heavy rain fell again. Keep to people on a cold night. On the 11th day, Lisa offered to go up the mountain. See if you can find more food. Not too far away, they shed a lot of bark. Birch from a tree trunk. We're going to use them as waterproofing for the roof. All that day, they were busy preparing and finally finished. 12th day of the challenge of survival in the wild. Food shortage situation, that their physical strength is almost exhausted. Tom uses bark. Quickly build a fish trap and throw it into the water. In the next 2 days, they both kept busy laying traps around the camp. On the 10th day there was a storm surge. And on the 17th day, the storm stopped. Tom checked the traps but didn't harvest anything. They both have 7 hopes. Tom then filled himself with mud and prepared to climb a tree to hunt birds. He sat there the last day at dusk. He saw a bird nearby. He used a long arrow, but because the throw wasn't good, the bird flew away. Worse, that afternoon the rain began to fall again. The prolonged rain almost made the rescue car caught up in the river. Until the 20th, because of the long way to go, they started making tools, preparing to bring barks and fixtures to get out of here. They had to cross a valley and set up camp, then stay overnight, then move on through 4 kilometers of jungle to reach the retreat point. Everything is ready. The people carry heavy furniture, start climbing. On the way, the thorny bushes made Tom cry all the time, and we both went all day to the river. After building a fire and making a makeshift camp out of tree bark, Lisa was tired and saw the heavy rain outside. Started to sob. In the evening the temperature is low, so much so that neither of them could say a word. The last day went only 4 kilometers away from the retreat. They had to cross a violent stream. Fortunately, the retreat went well. After crossing the river, they saw the show car coming to pick them up. Tom and Lisa successfully completed the 21-day challenge. For 3 weeks, almost nothing to eat. Tom lost 27 kilograms and Lisa lost 23 kilograms. It's a survival lesson, a lesson in solidarity. Disagreement can ruin any effort. Lisa and Tom are constantly arguing about how to set up a campfire and find food. It's costing them precious time and energy. Unity is the key to survival. When Tom was injured and exhausted, Lisa had to find food herself. If they cooperate from the beginning, the results may differ from the conclusion. In a harsh environment, solidarity and mutual respect, it's the deciding factor between life and death. 2 essential survival skills. Lisa's psychological and physical preparation. Even as a doctor, still struggling because of lack of practical experience. Tom is confident. They're impatient and easily discouraged. Prioritizing basic needs, they spend too much time arguing instead of focusing on finding fire, water, and food. The conclusion is that survival is not just a skill. It's also about psychological preparation. and the ability to adapt quickly. BA. Practical advice when working in a team. Always communicate clearly and assign work based on each person's strengths. Set common goals above personal conflicts. When in danger, they don't eat strange plants like shrimp that almost died of poison. Use smoke or noise to repel wild animals. Keep up the spirit of setting small goals every day, for example. We found 5 insects to motivate us. Avoid despair. Lisa has persisted through positive thinking. Despite the difficult circumstances, nature doesn't kill you. It's the lack of preparation and the new disagreement. It is the most dangerous enemy. Through the journey of Lisa and Tom are telling us to be honest. Solidarity and respect for teammates. Only then will you truly survive the challenge.